Not everybody can do all the topic. Like, you give me some new question, I can't solve that. Arithmetic, you don't have enough of formula. But for me, those tricks and tips never worked. Hi, so today I'm going to talk about me being a non-engineer, how I got 95.21 percentile in Quant 2024 CAT. I'm a BBA graduate and I had a math subject up to class 12th. But I don't think so it will even make any difference because 11th and 12th, the maths you learn is never being used anywhere in CAT. That's all different syllabus. And they do say that up to class 10th level is what comes in CAT, but I don't know which class 10th level that comes in CAT. I mean, it's some extraordinary level only. So you will have your own comfort area when you are preparing. Firstly, how you should start is that you should first finish the syllabus. You should take around 2 months or up to you, like, how quick you grasp the concepts, solve more questions, practice questions. Also, you will have many repeated questions, like similar kind of questions that do keeps coming in CAT. So prepare those questions also. There are many YouTube channels who are doing that. Just watch those conceptual videos, and also they do teach some tricks and tips to solve a question easily. Like, if certain kind of question comes, how quickly you can do. Again, it all depends upon you. Some might find it easy, some might find it difficult. For me, even though I watch all those tips and tricks, I felt like it was not applicable everywhere. I mean, you can't use it everywhere because forget about solving quickly. I couldn't even solve the question itself on the first time. So that tricks were not even useful for me. And apart from that, if you know the concept thoroughly, like if you know this is what this is, if this comes, you can use this manually also. If you know anything, you can solve any kind of question. Maybe it will take some more time, but it's fine. We will at least get the correct answer, right? But for me, those tricks and tips never worked. So it's up to you. If you can memorize and all, if you can handle a twisted question, it's all up to you. But for me, those tricks didn't work. I would suggest that follow the conceptual videos, understand the concepts clearly. Coming to the syllabus portion, as you all know that there are 4 different portions, that is algebra, arithmetic, geometry, and you have modern math. Out of these 4, everybody will have their own comfort area or strong area. For me, it was arithmetic. Why? Because arithmetic, you don't have enough of formulas. You don't have more formulas to memorize. Arithmetic, if you understand the concept, you can solve any kind of question. Like, almost. I'm not telling that each and every question you will be able to solve, but any kind of question you will able to think something, you will practically think something, you will come up with some solution, you'll spend some time on it. Somehow you'll get some answer. If anybody who thinks that, okay, quants is a weaker area, I would suggest start with arithmetic. Get more grip on arithmetic because that's much more easier than other of the topics. See, geometry, the problem with me is that even though I studied geometry, I can't solve the question when it comes to, like, you give me some new question, I can't solve that. So I don't know why that problem used to keep coming, because maybe there were n number of formulas, you have to remember all those formulas. At the end, I left geometry. So it's fine to leave one particular topic. It's fine because not everybody can do all the topics, and it's also waste of time if you don't know, if you're not getting anything productive out of it. It's waste of time to even spend time on it. First, spend time on building your conceptual knowledge of each and every topic. Do 40 to 50 questions minimum. You can solve like around 60 questions for each and every topic. That's what I would suggest. Start with the easy kind of questions, then go to the difficult, like that. You can finish each topic wise. First, finish arithmetic. That's my suggestion. If you are also not from maths background, I would suggest start with arithmetic, and you finish each topic in that. Arithmetic topic you might feel familiar with you because you might have already learned all those topics in 6th and 7th. But the thing is, CAT difficulty level is much more. So that's why just do that. And apart from that, coming to modern math, probability is something which I would suggest you all to do the most repeated questions or do all the previous year questions. I'm telling my experience because even after doing all the questions, when you're giving some new question of probability, it was getting difficult. But it was rare that you are getting a new question. That's a good thing about probability, because probability you have only certain kind of questions that do keep repeating. So the topics which I left was AP-GP. I left that. I mean, I studied. The thing is, I studied everything, but so like that I left AP-GP. I left geometry. Then some of the algebra questions. And so one more tip I would like to tell is that what I used to do in some of my mocks, I used to do through options. See, because you have enough time of 40 minutes, and what is your target? You have to do like around 8 questions if you want like good percentile, very good percentile in quant. My target was in the entire 40 minutes, I just have to do 8 questions. And also some of the algebra questions, I'll give you one tip. You can do through options also. I'll tell you how. So sometimes I used, not just sometimes, almost in every mock, 1 or 2 questions I used to do through options. You put each option in each option, especially in algebra type of questions. I used to do that when big some variables used to come. So in those places I used to put this option value, check. Sometimes you get the answer, sometimes you get it, like, you know, both the side it becomes equal, means it's correct. So those kind of questions you can do. Even in some of the arithmetic kind of questions also you can use option, through option. Try doing that in your mocks, in the next upcoming mocks, whichever you are giving, because that's one of a way where you can get the surety of the answer. And from your next mock itself, start applying these kind of techniques. How I used to solve is that everybody have their own techniques to solve. There is round robin technique, like people say you first go through all the 22 questions, start doing whatever you can, and keep going. Once it's all done, you again come back, start doing all the moderate question, whatever you know. So I feel it's a waste of time for me. Again, see, everybody have their own perception, their own opinion. So for me, I felt that was not so worth technique. So what I did was, I also watched these kind of techniques from YouTube only. I also tested and tried. So you also watch different kinds of techniques. Try it for 3 to 4 marks, then decide which is working for you, which is not working for you. Not just 3 to 4 marks, try for at least 5 to 6, because you know, sometimes some mocks might work in favor of you, so you think that okay, this technique is perfect. Don't do that. Try for further few mocks and then decide. So the technique which I used to follow was that the 40 minutes that you have time, I divide it into 2 halves. First 20 minutes, then 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes I do the first 11 questions. So you have total 22 questions. Divide that also into half. The first 11, the second 11. First 11 you spend 20 minutes, go through all the questions, and you know, like, you keep going. If you go to the one question, if you are getting, or maybe if it's not even your comfort area, then leave that question, come back again. Use all the, you know, the marks that you get, marks as in the tools. Mark for review if you think it's, you know, the topic, but it's something which is you never done before, mark that for review. If you don't even know the topic much, I mean, let's say it's a geometry question, leave that question, go for the another one. So like that, you use all those tools for you, and coming to the question that you feel you can do, solve it then and there itself. Don't take more time, just don't take more than 3 minutes for a particular question. 3 is the maximum time that you should give. 3 minutes is the maximum time that you should give for one question while you are solving. And because as you know, out of all the 11 questions, for sure you might not be knowing all the questions, right? So you will know 5 to 6, and your target is you have to do 4 to 5 questions in the first 11. Let's say first 11 you couldn't do 4 to 5, you just did 3. It's fine. As soon as your 3 questions you feel okay, there is nothing more to do in this section, you can just immediately switch to the another set of 11 questions. In that, try solving whatever you can. You can spend more time on that, thinking that okay, anyways your first section is like first 11 questions, you don't know anything more, you can spend more time in this 11 questions. So like that, you just adjust. But just in case, let's say your 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes are over and you are still in the 7th question, let's say in the 7th question you are solving, just don't stick to those questions, just don't keep on solving. Leave it then and there, go to the next set of 11 questions, because what if the next set of 11 questions have some easier questions and you are still stuck with the 7th question thinking that you have to get it done. Just don't do that. Try, see all the questions that you can. So after, maybe let's say the next set of 11 questions might be difficult, so in that case anyways you can return back to the first set, right? So that's why stick to the timing. The timing is very, very important. If one question you're not able to get within 3 minutes, it means that you have to leave it and go. It's fine, you can come back to the same calculation page where you're doing, leave some space for that, and then you go for the next question, so that when you're coming back to it again, you don't have to again rewrite all those somewhere, and or you know, some congested messy it won't look. That's why. One more tip I would like to give is that whenever you are using papers like for solving, like let's say you have an A4 sheet like this, fold it like this and use it like this, because usually the notepad that you're gonna get in the CAT examination will be of this side. To be honest, it will be a little more smaller than this. So be used to this, because you know when you're solving like this, it's easy. You can directly see whatever you writing here also. You don't have to turn anything page or anything. So that's why try to solve like this, so that you will have an habit of, you'll develop an habit from now itself, because I have started doing that from my beginning itself. I used to fold all the A4 sheets, all the any paper whichever I'm doing, I used to fold it of this much size, and I used to solve on that, because the more calculations you do is in quant and DILR. Especially in DILR also you have to do that, because usually DILR we take more page, right? Like DILR you try to make big tables or anything, whatever you make. Instead of that, fold it and do practice on these kind of papers, so that in the exam center you don't face any difficulty, or you don't have to adjust suddenly to a new tools or new environment and all those things. So that's it, and rest all it's fine. So just find your strength area, practice more, and stay more healthy, stay more hydrated. That's what I will tell, because how much ever your mind is stable, but you need some energy to study. So that's why maintain your physical health. And also for quant, if your quant is the weaker area, I would suggest that you give more sectional tests as much as possible, because that's going to help you to decide the timer also. Like for this many minutes you have to do this many questions. You can pick any of the technique that works for you, and that's it. Rest all is fine. Don't worry that if you are an engineer or non-engineer, if you can crack or not. Everybody can crack, just that you have to follow proper strategies. So what is fit for you, understand that first. So that's it. If you have any more further queries, you can just reach me out on LinkedIn. You can connect with me there. I have my LinkedIn profile in the description box, and that's it. Thank you.